Discovery, go and throttle up. Discovery's 4 computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
Alrighty guys, g'day. How are we all doing on this fine Friday? Last day of the training week. Been another really good one. Hope you all had a really good week. So we'll see what we can come up with today moving forward. And let's get on the way, guys. Good morning, good afternoon, and as always, or good evening. Smash that like button, guys. YouTube, you know what to do. Smash that like button. Let's get those likes up so we can get more people onto the stream. And also TikTok, if you could tap that screen, and that will be much appreciated. So once again, guys, hope you're all doing well. We've had some high impact news just recently on the pound with it was retail sales, if I'm not mistaken. We've had, obviously yesterday the cash rate was kept unchanged. Unemployment claims came out. How did it come out? For the US dollar. I've not caught up with what happened in the news overnight. So unemployment claims came out actually higher than the forecast. All right, interesting. All right, so let's have a look. So retail sales came out, wow, really strong. So I would assume that would be good for the strength of the currency. So it looks like it gave the pound a bit of a push to the upside, but since retraced the whole move. But we've got some more high impact news to come with flash PMI and also for the euro sector to come shortly, just not long after London Open. 15 minutes into London Open, we've got the start of the two major economies reporting, with France first to come out at 1:15, and then followed by the German manufacturing PMI and services PMI 15 minutes later. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. But anyway, guys, without further ado, let's have a look. Let's go straight into the analysis and take a look, as always, as we do, starting with GJ. And all right, so first of all, guys, who remembers a rule that I created about maybe 3 weeks ago now, 3-4 weeks ago? Sure, most of the YouTube, I don't expect TikTok to know it because it's only been streamed for a week or two, but the guys on YouTube would know what I see in this weekly candle today. I'd only be interested in really buying it. Not going to try to fight against the strength of this weekly candle. It's a very strong bullish candle. Not yet broke the high of the previous, but we do have a higher low, and we are obviously forming a strong bullish candle right near the high of the current candle. So therefore, at this stage, I'd rather just play on the side of the current weekly candle and look for my potential buy options. So what that means, guys, is once I go down to the foil, and once again, more so the M30, I can look for potential levels where I can look for price to pull back to, form a support at, and look for a potential buy from lower down. Or I can look for buys either above, probably above the previous weekly candle high, seeing we are right up near that candle. Otherwise, you would be looking potentially above the current candle high. But seeing it so close to the previous weekly candle high probably makes more sense, because you'll be running into some resistance by the looks of it. Looking at the daily time frame, structure wise, we are technically still bullish. Nothing much has changed. We're still consecutive candles all week forming, well, closing bullish with high lows, high highs. The previous candle, though, a very weak bullish candle, suggesting perhaps signs of exhaustion, but there is no confirmation just yet, because the current daily, once again, high low, high high to the previous. So if we were to continue bullish, we probably should respect the low of the current daily candle. I have no need to pull back and break our own low yet again. Doesn't mean I'm going to be interested in selling it necessarily today, but anyway, we'll see what we've got below that level. So we will mark it in, and we'll go down to the 4 hour. So we are right up near the highest point we've been at since, obviously, I think it was 2008 was the last time we're at those levels. I could be mistaken. It could be I think it was more than 20 years ago, actually. So let's take a look at the 4 hour anyway. Nonetheless, we are still technically bearish on the 4 hour. Once again, so as long as we remain below the high here at 201.6, technically bearish on the 4 hour time frame. Again, doesn't mean that it's based off that it's automatically a sell. We need to see what's going on the 30-minute time frame. Also, where we are in regards to what level we're at on the chart. We can see we're right up to that resistance, so going to be quite difficult buying into it. Not going to be that easy selling away from it too, because you're selling straight back into consolidation. It's just been a slow trickle up against the actual 4 hour structure, trading step ladder, higher highs, higher lows, but just very lackluster. There's no real momentum behind it. You have a bullish candle met by bearish, bullish, bearish. It's just a slow trickle to the upside. So will we reject this level? Obviously, I have to wait and see. Just going to mark in support at the current daily candles low, and we'll see what we've got below it. Once again, I'm more likely just going to wait for options to potentially buy it. So bearish on the 4 hour, bullish on all the other time frames. The M30 is also technically bullish at this rate, and it will not change. We closed. Look, you could argue it's going to flip bearish below support at the current daily candles low. You could argue the case. Reason being, this is the high of the initial impulse to the upside. We flip the structure that point there. Actually, sorry, I take this all back, guys. We are still bearish. A step back to go step back from this one big impulse to the downside. It is technically bearish, but we are micro trend. You could argue is technically bullish, and we'll flip back bearish below support. So therefore, the bias is still neutral, but based off the back of the strength of the current weekly candle and the fact that the micro trend is bullish, we've got candle probabilities on a daily time frame to the upside. I'd rather still look for the buy options, to be honest, and just be more patient on a Friday. I feel it's the best way to go about things. So for me, what that would mean this stage is waiting for GJ to come back down towards the support here at 201.10, from another support above that level. Look for my calcium price action to take my back up towards the high of the current weekly candle. So buys above that support for me would be definitely an option moving forward if we do pull back to that level and I do get my catalyst within price action. Now the sell, so we're going to flip the micro trend back in line with the structure itself at the 4 hour resistance, respecting the 4 hour structure, respecting the M30 structure. However, we're running into this support below that point there. It is a lot cleaner traffic. So what you could really do is just, suppose you can just drag that down or just remove that zone. And if I was to consider any sells, I'd want it back below 201.4. And then you got to worry about also that psychological round number, 201 flat. So preferably probably below that 201 level, to be honest. But that is the only time I would consider the sells, guys. If we do start to flip the micro trend back bearish at the 4-hour resistance, respecting the M30 structure as well as the 4-hour structure, at that point there I may consider an option to sell it. As for buys above the high, running straight into the resistance, you're right at the resistance just now, rejecting. So I'm not going to be interested in buying it above the high just now. Best to wait for a higher high above the actual price discovery high here at 201.619 to be exact. So it's just about waiting. It's just a matter of waiting for pullbacks right now on GJ to see if it does respect the support or shit the bed and look for potentially sell below it. So that is GJ, guys. So also, like I mentioned before, we got PMI to come, so not sure if it's going to do much until then, but we'll wait and see. Let's have a look at gold though. All right, so the little chart I sent in this AM from my phone actually, with full explanation of what I would be looking for, and nothing's changed, to be honest. So from my analysis early on, I said I want to see price at least pull back down towards that 23.52, grab some liquidity to look for a buy option before I look for buys above the highs. But seeing we've created that lower wick in a current daily, there is probably a potential option to buy it above the previous daily candle's high. All right, so onto the weekly time frame. Once again, forming a strong bullish candle at this stage, high low, higher high to the previous. So that suggests to me that there is a high probability we're going to end up with bullish candle. Therefore, I'm going to look to see what levels we potentially could be pulling back to, form a support, and look for my buy option. Otherwise, there's likely going to be buys above the high on continuation. That could be another option. So looking at the daily, and that bodes well on the daily time frame as well. We'll be breaking a high of the current daily and the previous daily basically at the same time. I think you'll find the current daily may have just broken the high of the previous by a fraction, but now we are pulling back. So once again, we'll go down to the 4-hour and 30, see potential levels that we could pull back to, form a support, and look for potential buys. So bullish in structure, really strong candle. Caught a really nice buy yesterday. Pre-MY called it out in the Discord as well. The analysis was sent in about at least 5 minutes before, which gave people plenty of time. Some did take the entry, I know for a fact. Got some nice screenshots sent to me and messages. It was a pearl of a trade on gold, so I'll briefly go over that shortly. I took it myself. All right, so bullish, high counter probabilities to upside as well. Current counter high, low, high, high to the previous, just pulling back. Let's mark in a 50% as well, just to see 50% that previous daily count. Does it line up with anything? We'll have a look once we go down to the 4-hour. All right, so back onto the 4-hour. Pretty much lines up with a resistance from yesterday that we broke. All right, so the 4-hour structure is still technically bearish. It is the only time frame that is bearish, but what we are doing is forming high lows, high highs in the micro trend. So we are pushing to the upside, albeit against the 4-hour structure itself. Previous candle closed back bearish, current candle broke the high of it. If it breaks the low, there's a high probability it's going to pull back further. Seeing it's grab liquidity from the upside. If it was to continue bullish, it really has no need to break the low of the previous bearish candle. If it does so, it's likely to head back down a little bit further. So I'm just going to mark in resistance at these highs. As for support, just going to mark in the most recent resistance we've broken out of as a potential level that price could pull back to at this stage. All right, onto the M30. So I'm just going to adjust that. All right, so that lines up basically with the 50. So I'm just going to remove that horizontal. We can see just here, we've got the current daily candles low. We've got a support just a little bit lower down. I think options on gold today is going to be looking for support to form at either level A here at 2355.50 to 2355, or potentially a little bit lower down around 2352 to 2351.50, that sort of level, for a potential buy option at this stage. So that's pretty much what I'll be waiting for. I'm not going to chase the sells right now because back in the matter is it probably should have been in it if you were to take any sells on the rejection of this resistance. So therefore, what I'm just going to do at the moment is wait to see our price approaches and reacts to 2355 for a potential option to buy it above that level, so buys above. Or if we do melt and come back down further, once again the weekly is still going to be forming a strong bullish candle, so I can look for my options to buy it from 2351,850 and above that level roughly. Now moving forward, I'm not going to be trading MY, but the only time I would start to consider any sort of counter trend sells is once you got the 4 hour again closing a strong bearish candle, it bounce off this support for instance, or support a little bit lower down, create a lower high, start to reject and pop back down below the support, there's high probability we're pulling back towards that 2346 sort of level. So you guys get the picture, but for the time being I'm just going to focus on the buys above the high upon continuation. Also makes sense, we've got some clean traffic to the left. So once again, just playing in line with the strength of the current weekly candle. And that is all for Friday. That is what I'd be looking at, guys. Hopefully it makes sense. Please do give the analysis a like. Let me get rid of the trades taken, just so no one thinks we already had fun, because I know the deal. If they see we've already taken trades, they hop off the stream and find someone else. So let me know, guys, does it make sense? First of all, it's been a quality week, guys. So yesterday, I'll just quickly explain a trade we got involved in on yesterday, some of the guys in the Discord. So if you guys remember, we had this zone marked in yesterday. Gold made a nice push. What did I say on the stream? You guys remember? I had this down lower. I think I had it at that point, to be honest. You guys remember what I said? That if the price, the level I'd want to see price pull back to retest, that was a gray zone because it's a 4 hour level. Was this 4 hour level? So we've broken out of it. We had not retested it since we broke it. Did just here immediately, but after the initial impulse, we had not yet pulled back. So I did mention I want to see price pull back to that level, give us some sort of catalyst within price action at that point there, which it definitely did, form support at that level. You had basically bullish engulfing. Not only that, this was the catalyst for me, the weak bearish candle followed by a bullish candle with long wick to the downside. So for me, as this candle, after this candle closed and this candle creates lower wick, place the buy order just above the wick of that bearish candle, which formed a minor resistance at support, previous resistance turned support, and it was a simple trade. That was, again, simple execution, one I would take every day of the week, and that was really nice. No drawdown, straight to TP within a minute or so, and yeah, that was good. End up over 20 pips on that one. So it's been a really good week, guys. So you guys were paying attention to the analysis. I did mention it at the end of the stream. That's what I'll be looking at, and it's to give the option. So who we got here today, guys? 49 of you on stream. If you could just hit like button, it'd be much appreciated. Saxy, morning to you. Franco, good morning, brother. Carl F, good morning. Cody A, good morning, man. Clarksonization, morning to you. Hannah, good morning as always. Otterbeck, Gold, yep, just done it. Just been over it. Jonathan, good to see you, my friend. Yep, been a while. Hope you're well. Dot, good morning to you. Gold, yep, just been over it. Steve Dean, good morning, brother. Hope you're well. Thank you as always for your support and for joining. Dot, makes sense to you. Nice one. Brad, good day again. Welcome. Mr. Phil, good day to you. T-Dog, as always. And again, Clarksonization. Vishal, good morning to you guys. So thank you guys. And TikTok, the Mafia, good to see you again. Don't know where to put TP on gold. You're in a sell. All right. Well, you're tapping into the support just now, so don't be greedy for a few things, because also it's in a big uptrend. You got the current weekly forming a very strong bullish candle. So to me, I would not be greedy in any counter trend entries right now. So for me, I mean, 23.59 would have been a first target. Just depends where you got involved in a trade. But otherwise, yeah, 23.55.50 roughly next support is where I'd probably target if it were me in a sell. It's all good. Good to see you. Brad, you did take yesterday's trade. Nice one. Good work. Demelfair closed $60 profit. Nice work. Not a bad effort on a Friday, so well done. It's been a really good week, especially after the first day wasn't the best, guys. I think I lost 1.67 or something like that, 1.7% or something the first day of the week. But since then, it's been really good. Had 3 solid days and gonna end the week in a very nice profit yet again. So Friday, just chill, we don't force anything, patiently wait. My plan on Friday is to trade in line with the strength of the weekly candle. I feel it's a lot higher probability if you were to play it in line with the strength of the trend of the current week's candle, in my opinion. Clarksonization, you took it as well. Good work. Yeah, it was really nice. Had perfect catalyst to enter it. YouTube, let's get those likes up, guys, if you could. Just over 5 minutes until London Open. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get much out of the pound, to be honest. All right, GU is trending to the downside, entering some traffic to the left. Let's quickly do the analysis on GU. All right, so the weekly has flipped, obviously bearish in line with the previous weekly candle. Lower high, lower low now to the previous candle. So there is still room for it to come down, obviously, with some high pack news to come. That could be a bit of a catalyst. Just depends how it comes out, obviously. But based off that, we are bearish. Daily structure has flipped. It's actually flipped bearish on the closure from yesterday's candles. Closed below the wick over here to the left hand side, a bullish candle, which is the lowest point of the origin of the swing to the upside. So it technically flipped structure bearish on the daily. Not quite, or have we got the counter probabilities? What's the low? 550. It's an equal low. However, we've created quite a high, quite a big upper wick. So if we begin to break low of the previous probability, we will continue to downsize. Just a little bit of there is support though here to the left hand side, probably be more evident on the 4 hour. Yeah, as we can see, we're really close to that 4 hour support just now, so I'll be marking that in. Yeah, GU is just, it's one of those ones where it's at a bit of an awkward level. It makes more sense to sell it in line with the structure, but you're selling it into support. So at this rate, and it's bearish across the board basically, guys, so I would rather sell it. Does make sense upon continuation below the low. You just don't really have the margin. You got 6 pips. So if we're me and GU, I'd simply just say today I'm either looking for a pullback to create a lower high, look for the sell, or I'm just going to look for sells below the support. So I wouldn't want to just take it as it sinks. I'd want to see a little bit of reaction to that level, and if it starts to close below it, then you got some clean traffic to the left, obviously at that point there. So it's a lot cleaner below 126.430, and yeah, I think that's pretty much it on GU. So how's the week been, guys? Let us know. Fill us in. What's been going on this week? Has it been a profitable one? Has it been a break-even one? Has it been a good one? Have you stuck to your rules? Have you stuck to your plan, or have you traded based more on emotions? Own up to it, guys. Just feel free. The floor is yours. I'll appreciate any feedback, and I will give you my opinion of it. Cody, EU and BTC. Break even, Cody? Okay. Let's quickly look at it. EU seeming is very similar to GU. It is, and it's at a very tricky level. So for me, EU could have probably been in sells already. Probably should have been in sells already if you were to sell it based off the weekly. Actually, the weekly is still falling bullish on here. Still long wick rejection from the upside. Would not surprise me if it flips back bearish. You got that strong bearish candle on the previous daily. Look at that, the pullback. Probably not quite 50%, but it's quite a significant pullback. Yeah, just below 50% of the previous daily candle. Structure wise on the daily, from memory, it was bearish yesterday. It still is, obviously. 4 hour as well. It's flipped back bearish. It actually briefly flipped bullish. It's flipped back bearish now. You're into really strong support though, mate. It's not a pretty level to be selling it at, to be honest. And it's bearish, so I mean, this is a massive zone. Yeah, I don't really like it, to be honest. I'd just be waiting for pullbacks to sell it. Otherwise, I think, in all honesty, 106.860 below that level was a lot cleaner. So when I see something like this going on, I'd rather wait for, like I said, either pullback to sell it. You could argue it's technically bullish in a 30-minute time frame, but yeah, it doesn't mean, for me, there's no real buys. I mean, buys above that that resistance does make sense because you're bouncing off 4 hour support, creating a higher high. You've pulled back just yet again, obviously just now. So if you do confirm a higher low and then pop back up above that 107.2 roughly, then that's when I'd start to consider the buys. And the weekly candle still is forming bullish, so that's the case for the buys. As for the sells, pullbacks to sell it. Otherwise, if it just melts, cuts through a lot of this crap to the left, then pull back, lower high, and that's when I start trusting the sell option. So not the cleanest chart. BTC, as I mentioned, BTC I would be trading more so off the higher time frames, that being the 4 hour more than anything else. Maybe hourly as a catalyst, but quickly let's take a look at it. So it's bearish in the weekly. Weekly looks like there is potential for it to come back down. Obviously the weekly candle on crypto still has more than 2 days remaining, but based off the weekly, there's a chance it could come back down towards 61.50. Onto the daily time frame. Structure wise, still bullish from this impulse from 50k, so bullish in structure on the daily, but you do have candle probabilities to the downside. Very choppy price action. Onto the 4 hour, sorry. So 4 hours just out of support. Obviously below it, you got some pretty clean traffic. This support lines up for you to drag this across. Let's just do so. It lines up this previous resistance here to the left. So if it starts to pop below 64k, let's just say, drag that down, then I think there's a high probability at that point there we're coming back down towards 61.5. All right, so the 4 hour is bearish, so it's going to be bearish, the bias. For the buy case, I'd want to see a closure above 65.2 or 65,200, just 65.2k. It's a resistance formed at support, so I'd probably look for the buys above that, and then it just sells below the current weekly candles low on continuation. That's how I'll be playing Bitcoin. Maybe you can go down to the 1 hour as your catalyst time frame for the closures, but it does look clean on the 1 hour as well. So yeah, I think you could probably trade off the 1 hour closure above 65.20 and closures below 64 basically for the sales. Hopefully that makes sense. Really contemplating trading Bitcoin live on stream as well, just on Gbpjpy. It's the best platform by far. I wish MetaTrader, or I've never used C Trader to know, but Gbpjpy is the best platform you can trade on. It's literally like a trading view chart, and you've got all your order window and everything on the right hand side. It's so simple to use. At start looks quite daunting, but once you get the hang of it, it's just so convenient. Sexy, it's going pretty good, but went on tilt after the loss, calmed down a bit, back to break even now. That's alright, at least you recognize that your emotions may have been getting a hold of you and you took a back seat for a bit and calmed down, and look what happens when you do, you know, settle down, things start to go your way again. Carl F, good week, been training less, which is really helping. I'm probably now more patient than you. Not really. Maybe. I don't know. To be honest, I've been training more of late, but again, it's apart from the occasional slip up where you just miss something, which I think happened on stream Monday this week, where I took a trade on GJ sell without realizing, and actually the catalyst candle actually tapped into the target. So I've mentioned that a few times on the stream that I wouldn't be taking trade if the catalyst candle is actually tapped into the target. So you can still occasionally make mistakes, but yeah, but otherwise I've been training a lot more because the setups have been there. But once again, it's been a good week. Cody, all good? Used to love Gbpjpy, UK no longer. Oh really? It's no longer allowed in UK. Not great. To Mafia on TikTok, didn't stick to plan. Lol, tried scalping and lost 1,000. Well, that's the thing, my friend. You need to be strict with it. You need to treat it like a business, man. In all honesty. Don't take this the wrong way, but a lot of people treat it more like a casino because they see the potential of making quick money, and there is. But if you treat it with respect and trade your plan and stick to your rules, that's when it will more likely reward you. I would love to do some giveaways, guys, but I need those likes to get up there. I need, again, target next time we get 75 likes, I'll do a giveaway. I think it's a realistic target. I mean, I should be getting a lot more than that, to be honest. Should have a lot more on the stream. Tell you what I did today. Pretty impressed. Found some really cheap, good quality protein powder for $27 a kilo, which is bloody ridiculously cheap. What's that? It's about 14 pound, 15 pound, about $20 US roughly. Very impressed. Had to stock up on that. There's no denying that value. Vishal, target 100. Oh mate, I've only about 6 weeks ago I was getting 70 to 90, got over 100 on one stream. I should be getting up there surely. Milaka, excuse my pronunciation. Right now it's nothing. I'd be more looking for a buy on gold. It's not, obviously no confirmation of buy it just yet. Throughout London Open, by the way, yeah, sorry to forget to mention it. And GJ is just that support with news to come. So I'll be dropping a video over the weekend. Pick a trade. I'll probably just do a recap video. Also guys, if you have not watched yet the YouTube shorts, I've been releasing one a day since Wednesday. So there was one again yesterday and there's another one today to be released. at 10:30 a.m. I think it is UK time. And there's another one tomorrow, so just keep an eye out for those. Franco GU broke the form daily low. All right. Oh wow. Yeah, it's just that support now coming into towards the news as well. Yeah, still needs to pop below these lows, in my opinion. Not in? That's all good, man. Now, will the Euro news affect GJ in any way? It can actually do so. I think it was... I don't think it was PMI. It could be CPR. I'm not sure exactly what news event it was for the Euro, but definitely made things go a bit bananas on GJ for a bit as well. So something to keep a bit of an eye on. Now, gold. Looking a little bit more interesting. Looking a little bit more interesting because we are at a support now. We have created a decent lower wick in the current daily candle. Alright. Maybe potential for gold. This 15-minute candle would not bother me if it closes back bearish, but I'd need to wait for the 30-minute closure. And what I'd be looking for is that catalyst where we have a really strong, nice strong bullish closure in the next M15. Maybe something like so. Popping back above this support to the left, engulfing the previous bearish candle. It's going to close the M30 back a bullish candle, creating that support at previous support. That would be a catalyst to look for a potential buy option on gold. So we'll wait. I'm looking for the buyers. Just need to wait patiently. All right, YouTube. Don't forget, please smash that like button. All right, anyone in any trades right now, let me know. YouTube, let me know. Are we in a trade? Yes. Y for yes, N for no. Let's get this chat pumping a little bit. Y for yes, N for no. Who's in a trade right now? Okay, nope. Rodrigo, no. Sam the man, no. I agree. Carl in GU, okay. Nice one. Hopefully you're in from higher up, man. Jonathan, yes. Clarksonization, yes. Drawdown on gold. Okay. So you're in a gold buy, I'm assuming, or you took a sell. Well, it's either one or two, isn't it? Pretty silly comment, but what I mean is you either took a sell as it broke below the previous candle and come back up, or you're in a buy, gold buy. All right, well, potentially I could be joining you in 15 minutes time. I like this closure. I like the fact it's a weak candle, bearish candle. Now I'm just waiting for a strong bullish closure. And like I mentioned before, if we can start closing back above 23.58, 840, I might be joining you for looking at gold buys. Carl, your F was your entry was 1.26609. Wow. Nice one. Nice one, brother. So we got the first little Euro news. Hasn't made any impact on GJ as far as spreads, and it actually has on IC markets. The spreads are wider than normal. They're up around a 1.2 to 1.5 roughly. So it is having impact on the pound. Let's just see what came out of the news. So okay, wow, very weak figures, really weak figures. So anything under 50 is deemed bad, but let alone less than the forecast itself. So the euro could be euro taking a bit of a beating at the moment, and it's having a similar effect on the pound. So GJ is just melted. So that's fine. GJ, the next option will be buying it from support yet again. Very difficult to take those sells. Really difficult. Coming from well above the support, it's a strong level. So it lines up this previous resistance to the left. So for me right now, I'd probably just want to see how price reacts to 200.8 and look for the buy from lower down if I was to be trading GJ. But again, we've got more news to come in 15 minutes. The German news will have even more of an effect likely than what the French news has had. But if the French news is anything to go off, I mean, German flash PMI is supposed to be well above the 50, and forecast is for above the previous, but we'll have to wait and see. So the forecast is for greater than the previous, as it was for the French, but the French figures have come out negative, so we'll see. Could that be the case for the German sector as well? Jonathan, gold buy 23.37.19, partial profit taken, break even position. Nice one. So you're in from way down. Nice work. So I'm waiting to see if this candle closes back bullish, guys. Luke, good afternoon to you, man. Welcome. Whereabouts in Oz? Ethan, do I trade news? No, not really, no. Not US news. Starting to do some more backtesting that on the pound news because it's the session I trade, it's the session I stream as well. But would I purposely, stay on a chance to trade a news event such as, in an American or New York session? No. It's just crazy volatile as well. A lot different to the pound news. And then again, the major news for the pound has a big impact as well. But if you look at CPI from yesterday or 2 days ago, I think it was, sorry, compared to what CPI does for the US dollar, I mean, it was a bit of a shit show in comparison, to be honest. But yeah, I'm starting to come up with plans for the pound news, but not really the US news. Luke with New South Wales. Alright, man. Nice one. So I'm from south of you, my friend. I'm down in Melbourne, where it is freezing cold. It's been a really cold start to the winter. One, buy or sell? Nothing. Right now, nothing. Looking for a gold buy, but I want to close bullish engulfing the current 15, close the M30, back bullish. Doesn't look likely, but funnier things have happened. Still 9 minutes left, so still could flip. But I still feel there's a high probability price is going to come back down to 23.55. That was my analysis at the beginning of the day. So if it does pop back down to that level, that's the next line where I want to see it buy step in for some options to maybe buy it. But we'll see. No hurry. Plus, I'll see how long I stay on for. Friday's just the chill day. Alright, this is better. This is what I want to see. It's my DCA weekend for silver. And at one point I thought it was going to reach an all-time high against the Aussie dollar. Or close to it. It was, yeah, yesterday pumped. So, waiting for it to pull back a bit. Alright, so gold's tapping into that level. Fantastic. Fantastic. Gbpjpy, so yeah, so it's bouncing off this level at the moment. One sec, guys. One sec. One sec. One sec. 1 second. Okay. Apologies, guys. The old lady. All right, gold's still melting, still coming back down. So nothing yet. All right, so at this level, what would be ideal now is if we form a little bit of consolidation and then close above the consolidation, and that could be option to buy. So very similar to the trade I took yesterday, just after, well, pre-MY, based off the same sort of analysis, broken out, pulled back to retest the support, respect support, form a resistance, start to pop above the resistance. Really straightforward entry. So that was yesterday's. If something happened similar at the current level, I'd be looking for the exact same sort of entry. Or was to be on the charts for it. Remember also yesterday, guys, how I said at this level we're sort of into some pretty choppy traffic to the left. All up to that point there, 23.40, 150. And I did mention yesterday, what I prefer to see was price make a clean impulse up, start to cut through that mess to the left, which is what it did. Look what happened on the way back down. Clean move back down, on the way back up again. Not the full move, but it made enough of a move to definitely get some pips. As soon as it tapped back into that support, it was still a clean move to that level. So that's what I mean. What I mean by saying when we're at just choppy areas of price action, you're best just to wait for price to create a clean move up through it, likely going to make another clean move back, and then you're going to have a much more probable entry point on the second leg once you take it upon the confirmation of support, price moving away from a support. Prime example is yesterday. Just was a matter of patience, that's all. Like I say, you can't predict when it'll happen, but if you have the patience to actually wait for it to happen, it's much more probable. You're going to feel a lot more comfortable within it. As soon as you start trading within the consolidation or within choppy traffic, you're going to start doubting it. That's when emotions might start taking over the actual trade itself. So like I always say, there's nothing wrong with being second to a trade, guys. Second place. Let the market move. Let it cut through the crap, pull back, and then you got a much more cleaner entry. So guys, please drop a like for that. Free education on the daily. What are we waiting for, guys? Who's they're waiting on GJ? Anyone who's waiting on gold? Any other pair you guys waiting on? Probably waiting on the news for the German CPI, not CPI, PMI. So my GJ spreads are back at the normal 0.2, 0.3 to 0.5 sort of level. GJ is bouncing. Pretty nasty right now, to be honest. Goats, happy Friday to you too, my friend. Hope you're well. Yeah, so for me, there's definitely no entries on GJ right now. Coming towards the closure of the M30, there is nothing for me on gold as well. We're still bearish. No confirmation of support forming. The good thing is we've tapped into that level, which I mentioned in the update I sent into Discord at the beginning of the day, the new daily candle. So now if we form a support, I do mention this is a possible level for a buy option. Pretty sure it's this level of both these levels. All right, so we got German news coming up. GJ's just shut the bed, and people say they have no, but it's not going to impact the pound. Look at that. Look at that. It does impact the pound. I've always said it. Trade it. Your own risk, because it does impact the pound, especially the German news. Any red follow German news impacts the pound. For whatever reason, it just does. It always does. And the spreads widen. Not crazy like it would for a pound news event, but it's still above 1 on IC markets, about 1.5, which is quite high for IC markets. You're probably laughing at that, but it actually is usually around 0.2 to 0.5 on IC markets. GJ shouldn't have bet, so the news must have came out negative. Yep, look at that. Wow, big time negative as well. So the flash manufacturing PMI, so that what that suggests is a slowdown in perhaps the production of goods and services, of the goods. So therefore there's probably less demand, so less people spending by the looks of that. So maybe the economy is not out of the woods just yet. I think the Euro sector, the president of the ECB had come out and quite dovish. I'm pretty sure the rhetoric was quite dovish, but maybe not based off some of the figures coming out today, the PMI of the French and the German zone. So interesting to see. The euro is dumping by, yep, definitely dumping along with the pound. Maybe it's a precursor to the pound news. Does it impact gold? It shouldn't impact gold, but it definitely does impact the pound. Goats buy limit 23.51. 5 on gold, target 23.65.75. Yeah, it's not a bad level. To be honest, I think it's a pretty solid level to look for an option to buy it. Appreciate your input. YouTube, you guys are gonna help me out though. Really do. I need the likes up. Need more banter in the chat. It's Friday, guys. Let's chill. Let's have a bit of fun. There's not much you can do in the charts right now. It's just a matter of waiting. We need to play a game or some shit to kill time. All right, so gold, like I said, bullish engulfing. I'd be buying it next candle. 26 minutes left though, so it could make the move within this candle. It's a minute. It's no entry. There's no confirmation just yet. Alright, so yeah, at least flipping back bullish as well. $15-minute bullish engulfing. Is it going to be a cheeky little limit order at the high of the bearish candle? Did get caught out taking it a few weeks back. Very similar. Difference today, it's in a really solid uptrend going, but we'll see. Possibly a little cheeky order. Now this is pulled back a bit. It's also been a massive uptrend. Strong pullback on a weekly. Alright, so now at least you've had a daily strong bearish candle closure, so to me it makes it more an option to sell it today. You got a weekly forming a weak bullish candle. You got structure flipping on the 4-hour time frame as well. It's actually flipped. Gonna be difficult trading to that zone though. Yeah, you're trading it into support. So the buys actually flip back neutral. 30-minute and 4 hours flip bearish. You've just broken a support, so there could have been potentially options there. No upper wick would have been a difficult one to take, and you're running close to a support. So probably best at the moment to see if it respects the support. Is that the current weekly low? No. Yeah, so what I'd be doing on NAS now is just waiting to see if it respects support at the 4-hour level. So really, we're above 19,640, roughly 630. Expect the current weekly candle's low, form of support. They're back up. Wouldn't be chasing the sells just now. I think it's a little late. Impossible buyers also above the resistance formed on the most recent impulse to the downside. Wow, GJ is melting. Alrighty guys, the Discord's up to 191. So slowly getting up there. If you have not joined, make sure to do so, it's for free. Calling gems in the Discord pretty much on the daily. And it's for free. So should be nothing stopping you. Like I said, the one yesterday was called. Plenty of time to look to execute a trade, sent a video analysis in, sent a chart with it. Said in the chat a few minutes before that I'm looking to buy gold. Said in the chat when I bought gold, I'm buying gold. And it was a really nice trade, so definitely worth checking out in Discord. The VIP will be up and running at the start of the month. That's going to be massive. That's going to be huge. Just sent the link into the YouTube chat too, guys, if you're interested. You haven't joined yet. TikTok, I can't send a link in, won't let me for whatever reason. All right, gold pumping. Might look for a little limit order back at the high of the bearish candle. Just a small, really like literally order position. It's Friday. I've had a good week. I'm not going to blow any substantial profit whatsoever on a Friday trade. That's what I'd be looking at potentially. Alright, gold pumping. That's basically the move done. It's not much you can do about that. That's a big move. Got 50 seconds remaining. Want to see this count closes. Once again, I still might take a little cheeky limit order back on the high of that bearish candle, but if it pumps much more in the next 40 seconds, it's gone. There's not much you can do about it. It's completely gone. All right, M15 closed. It's closed really high up. I'm not sure if this is going to pull back that far, to be honest. I think it could just make the move back up. It's bounced at that level of support and it's literally shot right up. So difficult to get involved in that. Everything is impulsive. You know, it's going to work for you sometimes. A lot of times it's going to get absolutely wrecked. You just take the impulse entries, it breaks the high of the bearish candle. without any confirmation of support forming. Trizza, no, I'm not in. No, I was not going to take that because he got no confirmation of support for me. 5 minute, I don't trade the 5 minute, so some might say it bounced the 5 minute, you got that support, but it's not my time frame. So I just sit tight. What I wanted to see was minimum 15 minute, hopefully to 30, but the fact of the matter is the 15 is just rocket shipped up. And it's made the majority of the move. So the only other option now is for a limit order back at the high of that bearish candle. But I don't feel it needs to pull back that far, to be honest. If it was to close a pretty strong bullish candle, it's not likely to pull back all that far. But we'll see. Vishal, plans for the weekend. I help the family out in the weekend, man. My weekends aren't much fun, put it this way. Not much fun at all. So just help the family out, pull my weight while I'm here. Obviously, parents are older. Oh man, I don't work anymore. Yeah, just is how it is. So I pull my weight, do what I can to help. So business has been a family since I was knee high to grasshopper, as we say here in Oz. So gold's gone, guys. Nothing we can do. I'm removing that order just now. Gone. Don't trust it anymore. So it is what it is. Analysis is correct. Bouncing at level that I did mention, it could pull back to. Doesn't mean you're always going to get your option. There's GU for anyone who wants to know about it. I just accidentally flicked over. GJ is just a mess as well. EJ, yep. Drop back on the news. Lots of news, that's why. I will drop a video over the weekend. Like I say, man, guys, it's for free. All this stuff's for free. Free knowledge, free education. I got people who pay me to coach them. And you guys get pretty much all this for nothing. So the least you can do is just show some appreciation. Hit the like button. Make sure to watch the videos. Leave a comment as well. Share them. Let others know what I'm about. Because there's only 39 of you here. Should have a lot more on stream. I could call plenty of trades, in all honesty, based off the 5 minute. I could just call it based everything off the 5 minute. But the problem with that is when you go off trading by yourself, you're gonna get caught out so often. Trust me. Unless you've been trading for years and years and you got a proven edge, I feel it's just reckless, to be honest. There's gonna be other streamers who'd be taking dozens of trades. But once again, you try to do that on your own without failing. So on this stream, I preach and teach patience, discipline, reacting to a plan, creating rules and sticking to them. And trust me, you ask the guys that I coach how much better that they are now for it. How much more comfortable and confident they feel and less anxious on the charts. And it's all, once again, all up here. All in here. Yeah, gold is off to the races, guys. Maximization, yeah, it's at that resistance, so all right guys, I'm gonna get going. There's really no point streaming. It's only 30 on stream. That move's just too big, so for me, buys above, yeah, it still makes sense. Stop loss is massive, huge. I'm not gonna be comfortable rolling with it. 100 pip stop loss, 92 93 pip stop loss to look for a buy above the high, so I'm not going to bother with it. I don't want to trade it, to be honest. For me, I would have preferred the buy upon the pullback, and the next option would be above the high. I'd have to sit and wait for probably the 4 hour to close to trust it, because back in the matter is, if this candle closes above, it's going to be a huge stop loss, come straight from the support. I'd rather consolidate a bit around that level and then buy it moving forward, but that's not going to happen anytime soon, so I'm not going to bother waiting around for it. GJ, news to come. Be very careful with it. Yeah, in all honesty, I wouldn't be touching with bar or soap at the moment on GJ. As far as the news, look, the only thing I would potentially think or contemplate taking is, just depends where we are prior to the release of news. I probably consider a buy limit at the 4 hour low, so literally around that 200 flat. I consider a buy limit. Stop loss probably around 199, 70, 80. Small position, very small position, and that's probably how I play it. And see upside, probably I probably wouldn't bother to see upside, to be honest. Just off the back of the news out of the Euro sector, would be a precursor to what's to come for the pound. So if that is to be the case, potential buy limit, because look at the rejection as well currently. So it's pulling up, tapping into levels and rejecting, tapped into the level at 200.8. Or almost, but left a long wick to the upside, downside, sorry. The current candle's leaving a long wick to the downside, so that's pretty much the only thing I would consider, but I'm not going to be trading it. It's a Friday. I'm not going to blow my profits on something like that on a Friday, so I think that's about it. Yeah, gold still looks good above the high, but once again, I'll probably be waiting for the 4 hour to close just now before considering that again, and then wait for the new candle form support above that 23.65. And potentially look for a buy. So that's about it, guys. I hope you had a good week. It's been a really solid week on stream again. I appreciate the support throughout. Let's just hope we get numbers up higher moving forward, because I honestly prefer it. It's a lot more fun because the chat flowing in that as well. Yeah, so if you could, make sure you hit the like button on the way out. I do appreciate it. I would appreciate it. Make sure to keep an eye on the weekend for Sunday. I'll drop a video, likely a trade recap. Also, make sure to keep an eye out for the YouTube short. But today, another one today, another one tomorrow, about 10:30 AM UK time. Show some support, guys. If you can, have a watch, smash the like button, leave a comment. Yeah, I think that's about it. Alrighty, guys, take care. Have a good one. Trade safe. High impact news to come for both the pound and US dollar. And I'll see you guys Monday, 6:30 AM. Until then, guys, take care. Cheers. Bye.